Hey, it's your boy Gems TV, man. I am back with another video for the channel, and today, man, we got a clip, man. LL is going off on DJ Akademiks for disrespecting hip hop pioneers, calling them dusty, and that's just it's not the way to go. So it is what it is. People that are younger tend to think they could disrespect, the older generation for not having what they think they should have.
Cause man, them niggas, bro. Have you seen any of these old rappers who be like, yo, they're the foundation of hip hop, really living good? Them niggas be looking really dusty. I kid you not.
The disrespect.
And none of y'all try to come for me because I don't fuck with y'all niggas either. So I'm just tell y'all the truth. Y'all be looking like every time there be like an old nigga talking about hip hop, you be like, yo, bro, you sure you invented this? Because everybody else living better than you. Facts.
Okay. So,
LL, talk to him, bro.
You guys might want to record this. Make sure you're recording this or screen recording it or something so that you guys get it. I don't go live a lot. I haven't really been going live since, the pandemic, but this is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that, a lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if, they don't have a lot of money. Or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture. No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account. We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like, it's a misinformed way of looking at the world and the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you. I care about you. Let me say this to you though. Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that means something to you, to help you. You could find a team to help your career go to the next level. When hip hop first started, there were no managers. There were no accountants that believed in it. Record companies didn't even believe in it. Nobody believed in it. How can you make a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan on something that doesn't even exist yet, that people have never even heard of? So just because a couple of these guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and made these contributions to culture, just because they didn't get rich, just because they weren't able to pile up millions or billions of dollars, does not mean that they didn't make a contribution to this culture. That does not mean that they didn't do something. They created an industry that we all ate off of. They created an industry that you eat off of. When you go out there and you go monetize your brand, When you go monetize your brand, when you go get your whatever and do what you got to do to build your career, when you go out there and negotiate your deals and negotiate your checks and talk tough, guess what? That money, that bread, that food that you eating was created by those same people that you disrespecting. That industry was created by them same people that you call in, you know, foul words, foul language. The people that you're referring to. So my thing is this. It's always good. It's always good to get money. It's always important. It's important. It's important to get money. I agree. I'm all about getting paper. I've been talking about it my whole career. But don't ever, ever, ever confuse being rich with making a contribution to our culture. Don't ever play yourself like that again. Because trust me, you playing yourself. Because without these dudes and these girls who started this hip hop culture, a lot of the guys that's out there talking tough, you wouldn't even have a career. We'd be on the corner with a beer talking about what's the next move we gonna make. So I would say, approach this game with humility and be glad and be thankful that these pioneers, you know, exactly, slave mentality. Be glad that these pioneers help create this culture. And let's show them love. Let's elevate them. Let's celebrate them. That's why I started Rock the Bells. That's why I started this movement. So I wouldn't have to listen to foolish rhetoric about people that changed the world. These people changed the entire world. The whole planet runs on hip hop culture right now. The whole planet. Every commercial.
You know, it's getting out of hand with the younger generation, man. They getting disrespectful, like really disrespectful. And you know, I have an issue with this because I look up to the pioneers, man, and I understand that the times were different, so the money was different. Back then, they had no respect. The industry had no respect for hip hop and its artists, and they were lowballing them, giving them bad deals left and right. It's not many artists that were making money from the 80s unless they started their career early and they went through their little pitfalls and they was just able to get over the hump. LL's been around since the 80s. Jay-Z's been around since the 80s. Nas been around since the early 90s. A lot of these guys, Wu-Tang too, they've been around since the early 90s. A lot of these guys have managed to keep themselves relevant long enough so that when the money came around, they could benefit off it. And all of them, I watched all of them transform their career in different avenues and different revenue streams to get more money. And this is the thing that Akademiks should know, but he's missing. And I like some of the things that DJ Akademiks does. I do think that he's a young guy in the culture who's pushing his line and pushing his self forward and doing what he need to do for him, and that's great. But there's that disconnect where he thinks it's okay, and people like him think it's okay to disrespect people. I ain't hating on you. I support what you're doing. You doing what you're doing. You doing what it takes to feed your family. That's cool. But the era I come from, I was born 1987 to make me an 80s baby. You don't disrespect people who laid the groundwork for you. That'd be like saying F Dr. King or Malcolm X ain't do nothing. So when you talk about hip hop pioneers or Dusty, it's kind of saying that they paved the way, they laid the foundation. You know, and yeah, they don't have what we think they should have, but that's not even all the way their fault, because we're just now learning as a culture and as a black community how to deal with and handle money. And some of us will never quite get it because we're so used to doing what we've seen done or not knowing what to do with money because we haven't learned yet. And a lot of people won't learn because the knowledge is not readily available for everyone. You have to go seek it, or someone who's jumped over that hill and took arrows has to bring that information back. So at the end of the day, you can't judge if you don't know the whole story. And you like, oh, they looking dusty. They looking dusty because they've been raped, robbed by the industry, and forgotten about. And people like you continue to push that narrative. The young people don't always reach back, just like the older people don't always reach up. Some older people are haters, and I give y'all that. I give the young culture that. But I understand what J. Cole meant when he said that he was the middle child, because I feel like I'm one. I respect the young and the old. I respect the middle children just the same. Because at the end of the day, if you doing what you need to do for you and your people, how the fuck can I hate on that? How can anybody hate on that? And if you did what you did, and it just ain't work out in your favor, and you ain't got millions and billions of dollars, you laid the groundwork. You made a contribution. You did something. So LL was completely right. DJ Academics, man, I need you to come to the table and tell the world you're wrong, brother. It's Gems TV out, man. Have a great day, man.